Bop, bop, bop. What up, Lou Know It? So this is the semi-new setup. I still can. My webcam resolution is low, so I'm trying to adjust that. I need to get a new camera. I'm gonna try and set up so it looks nicer. More inclined towards the. It's my printer right here. But I'm getting the office set up, so it's coming soon. So this is a review of an old movie or semi-old movie. An old movie in terms of me because I review current movies. Green Book. So I decided to make this review because I saw a review. First of all, it started from a conversation where we were talking about race relations and things like that. And I didn't realize that Green Book was viewed as like another white savior, magical, almost magical black man. So the first time I heard about the magical black man was Will Smith in that golf movie, which he certainly was the magical Negro, I believe they say. Um, so this movie, I liked the movie before I heard all this, and then I found out that it was actually pretty, contentious. So one, the family was against it. The family of Dr. Shirley, who's played by Mahershala Ali, who won both a Golden Globe and an Oscar for it. And it was written by the son of Viggo Mortensen's character, Tony Lip. So basically, the family had a problem with the movie, and then black people at large, some black people had a problem. They felt like it was about the white man. It wasn't about the friendship. They glossed over the significance of the Green Book and misrepresented it. And it was kind of a white savior film. So here's my take. First of all, I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed it just as you take all the politics and everything aside. I enjoyed the narrative of the movie, the plot of the movie, the way it went forward. I mean, it was cheesy. It was like kind of it was like, oh, one of the things that was mentioned in the review, oh, the white women, it's kind of a trope in movies where you have the racist white men, but the wives are somehow more enlightened. And that was the case here. So the wife of Viggo Mortensen, Tony Lip, um, she has black guys working over at her house. His friends show up because they don't trust him. And then he sees they drink out of his glasses, and he's so racist that he throws the glasses in the trash can. Now this is just all. I mean, it's it's too on the nose. It's like he's so racist that he wouldn't even keep cups that black people had drank out of, and yet we're supposed to believe that he then evolves his opinion over time in the movie. But aside from those kind of cheesy notes of the way things happen, it'll be a little too convenient. I enjoyed the movie. I enjoyed their friendship. I enjoyed the progression of it. I enjoyed the way that, Tony Lip, Viggo Mortensen's character, began to realize, oh wait, like I had a certain preconception about black people, and I was wrong. And I think Mahershala Ali also grew to some extent, but not nearly as much as Viggo Mortensen. So that leads me to my thing. It's like the white savior. Who saved who? I mean, for a white savior movie, you have to have something like Dance with Wolves or Avatar, where a white guy comes in and he saves a group of non-whites, right? They needed him. The white guy was the one that got saved here. So how can he be the white savior? He was saved from being a racist by being exposed to a brilliant black man who made him realize, oh, wow, you know, black people are brilliant, and I shouldn't have been judging them in the way that I was. Plus he sees the way they're treated, and he's like, wait a second, like I never liked. My interpretation was I never liked black men, but I wouldn't like just like these guys are inviting him to play and won't let him use the bathroom. Like he didn't realize quite how far people took racism, which again is a little unbelievable, but it's told to tell a narrative. It's a movie. It's a Hollywood movie. Okay? And it was written by the son of Tony Lip. So of course he's going to be the main character. But he's not the savior. The point of it is his sort of redemption, his coming around to the idea that he was wrong. Yeah, it's done cliched ways, but he's not the savior. So, that immediately I take issue with that. the savior was Mahershala Ali, because he showed him, oh wait, this guy who I say is not black enough because he doesn't know fried chicken and James Brown, well, this guy has inner turmoil because he's not black enough, he's not white enough. So he's not accepted by anybody. And you see that scene, and you see Viggo's eyes open like, oh shit, I didn't even think about that. I didn't think about the fact that you are torn between two worlds, neither of which really accept you. And that's, yes, they could have spent more time focusing on that, but it was made. That point was made. So it's not a white savior film, period. Done. I disagree with that. It's an opinion, subjective, but my opinion is it is not a white savior film. Now, some of the other things was like, what are the chances that he wouldn't have had fried chicken, right? That I saw that in another review. Like, they overplay things. Well, there's some truth to that, but there's also some, you're now playing into the prejudice that all black people have had fried chicken. Yes, it's very common at that time in the South, fried chicken. It was a staple. But you can't, to say that there's no chance that he ever didn't have it until then, and it's used as a device to show that he's not part of stereotypical black culture. That's the point. And so it's not racist and it's not prejudice. It's using, real sort of situations that exist, to a heightened level to display characterization. And it's successful in characterizing Dr. Shirley as someone who's lost, he's separated from his family, he's not accepted by either culture, and you have someone like Viggo Mortensen who thinks he knows what it means to be black, and is taught that he doesn't, and is taught that he's been wrong about these things. Now, could it have been done better? Could it have been explored better? Sure. Could they have spent more time on certain intricacies of their relationship? Sure. But like, to call it a white savior movie, to me, sells it way short. It sells Viggo's part in it way short, and when I say part, I mean his evolution as a character. Like, the movie was about his, being taught by the black pianist that he was wrong about being racist. So it's like, how can a white say, it's like, and he didn't save him from anything. I mean, he saved him in a couple of brawls, and again, those were stupid moments that probably didn't happen or wouldn't have happened that way. But he didn't save him as a person. In fact, one of the most famous, or one of the most memorable scenes is when Dr. Shirley saves them by calling Bobby Kennedy, because he, and again, subverting stereotypes that Tony Lip had about black people. It's like, oh, black people, or whatever, they're dirt, they're whatever, whatever his thoughts were, can't keep their glasses. This black guy called Bobby Kennedy and got you out of jail. So to me, it's a solid movie. It's not a great movie. It's an enjoyable kind of, and yes, I understand the point that it's like to feel good about racism, but it's not like white people aren't going to solve racism, and this movie doesn't suggest they will. What could solve racism is more, genuine interactions and friendships between races. And races are a social construct, and we can have a whole video on that. I mean, that's a fact. There's, parts of Africa share more genetically with parts of Europe than they do with other parts of Africa. Race is a social construct. And it largely created by whites to oppress non-whites. But it's still a social construct. So race is a real thing, but also not a real thing. I highly suggest listening to the documentary Seeing White. It's a podcast, a docuseries podcast. Very good, very informative about how the idea of race was created, sort of codified and sort of scientifically studied. Anyway, if we can, this movie is about a friendship that opened both of their eyes to something they weren't, willing to accept before that. And if anyone got saved more, it was Viggo's character, not Mahershala Ali's character. Therefore, it's not a white savior movie. And it's, whitewashing. I mean, things are written from the perspective they are written. I've heard things saying that Dr. Shirley didn't want people talking to his family. So he want that side. That's Tony Lip's side of the story. He doesn't make Mahershala Ali look bad unless you consider being gay bad. In which case, that's on you. So it's a good movie. I mean, I give it a solid 7.5 out of 10. I mean, personal preference, I bump it up to an 8, but objectively, like maybe 7.5 out of 10. But that's my issues. If you have any issues with those, let me know. I'm gonna try set stuff up. Have a better system. Right now, I'm recording on my phone. I have a crappy webcam on my computer. I'm gonna have to buy a better camera and connect it properly and do all that kind of stuff. But I want to try and make a video at least once a week. Keep this channel pumping. Maybe one movie review and then one game video a week. So we'll see. I got BlueStacks running on here, so I can record my BlueStacks pulls and stuff. I can record my game pulls on my computer using BlueStacks. But yeah, let me know thoughts on the review and why I'm wrong if I'm wrong, if you believe I'm wrong. Thank you.